Now let's look at problems where we're multiplying monomials. What we mean by a monomial is a term like 3x to the fifth. Let's distinguish between a monomial and a polynomial. A polynomial has terms connected with plus or minus signs. So for example, 5x squared plus 7 or 3x to the fourth plus 2x. Or minus 6x squared plus 18. A term like 3x to the fifth is a monomial because it doesn't have any terms connected with a plus or minus. There's a single term, monomial, single term. If we multiply that times another monomial, for example, 10x squared, and the key is you multiply simply the number by the number, and then the variable by the variable. And then you have variable by variable. And that's all. That's the rule. So in this case we have 3 times 10. 3 times 10 is 30. And you have x to the fifth times x squared. So x fifth times x squared is x to the seventh. So let's think about y. Well, x to the fifth times x squared. X to the fifth is simply x times x times x times x times x. That's what it means. X times x times x times x times x is another way to say x to the fifth. X squared is simply x times x. Since you're multiplying this, you have x times x times x times x times x times x times x, which is x to the seventh. So there's your answer right there. Let's do another example. Let's say we had a problem like minus 10 x to the fourth times 3x squared. Number times number, 10 times 3 is 30. Let's see if this is positive or negative. This is a negative number times a positive number, so it's a negative number, so it's negative 30. x4 times x squared, that's x to the sixth. Again, x4 times x2, x4 is x times x times x times x, and x squared is x times x, and you're multiplying them, so it's x times x times x times x times x times x, or x to the sixth, and that's it. We can just do one more example. Let's say you had 4x to the third times 2x to the fifth. 4 times 2 is 8. x3 times x5 is x to the eighth. You just add the powers. You might have a problem which is slightly more complicated, which is 2x to the fourth times 3x to the minus 2. If you have a problem like that, look at there's a series of videos on properties of exponents. And you can read about those. It's the same idea. 2 times 3 is 6. x4 times x2. Notice what we did here. We added the 4 and the 2. Here we add the 4 and the minus 2. 4 and minus 2 is x squared. So you get that. But if you don't understand that, just watch this video, properties of exponents.